Well, hello everybody. It's Logan again on the Logan Pettis Show, and this is an extended play, if you will, a Brucey bonus. And I wanted to address something that I forgot to address on episode 6 of the podcast, where I talked about RCW Mania, and that is Kalientita and the RCW Women's Championship. And I know what you're thinking. Why is the men's general manager weighing in on the RCW Women's Championship? Well, because if you will remember, that's what got us into this mess in the first place. I suppose Pink wants to call it meddling. I call it looking after the affairs of RCW. As you recall, there was a match that was held. It was Kalientita versus La Leona, Alejandra Quintanilla, for the RCW Women's Championship. Some dubious things happened. The referee was incapacitated. They sent out another referee. That referee woke up. There was a double shoulder pin. The 1, 2, 3 was counted, and they tried to declare Kalientita as the winner. But the fact is that the original officiant in the match was declaring La Leona the winner, which would make La Leona the winner. And then actually, when you get down to the real nitty-gritty of the whole thing, there's a double shoulder count, and that means that it's actually technically a draw, which means La Leona should retain. I pointed that out. Pink disagreed with me and then told me that I was meddling in affairs and all this stuff. And that's just certainly not true. I typically wouldn't care, but I want to uphold the rules of RCW. That's what I'm paid to do. Now, finally, after a year of nonsense, and I'm backing La Leona all the way. I like La Leona. I liked what she did. Now, despite her management, she took that belt. She took it internationally. She was a true women's world champion, and she called out Kalientita for being a local champion. I mean, Kalientita, it's not often that you see her get outside the 210. I'm hoping this experience will, teach her. In fact, I want to challenge Kalientita to take that belt, take it to another country. Go do something crazy with it. Be the women's world champion that I know you can be. I know before all of this mess started, I took a selfie with you at your table, and I said, you know something? I believe in you. I believe in you as much as I believed in Maddie Rinkowski. I believe in you just as much as I believed in Roxy. And they've gone on to do bigger and better things on a global scale. So I do. I believe in Kalientita. I stood up at the top of the ramp when Kalientita walked by with her newly acquired, unified, undisputed women's championships, both of those belts on her shoulder, the Angels Championship and the RCW Women's Championship with that bears Pink's picture on it. And she walked up to me and she said, I told you, no more question marks. But the problem with that is there is still a huge question mark. That asterisk, this is what I warned you about, is always going to be there. Look, folks, I don't hate Kalientita. I like Kalientita. I do. I watch Kalientita come up, I don't hate Kalientita. I hate that she's aligned herself with people that don't align with RCW's values and rules. I despise that. That drives me just absolutely insane. But I don't hate her, and I'm not mad. I'm just very disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fact that, she, instead of doing the right thing, absconded with an RCW title and proceeded to tell everybody that she was the champion, which led to this question mark nonsense in the first place. You're better than that. You're better than that. But unfortunately, there will always be the question mark that will always be hanging over your head. And now Kalientita, I'm telling you, it is up to you to rectify this, situation. We can maybe forget about the question mark. Wrestling fans are very fickle. Wrestling fans have short-term memory loss. They quickly forget, and they don't think about things. They just say stuff. They're like, oh, Kalientita, no more question marks. It's over. No, the question mark is always going to be there over your first title reign, if we can consider that an actual title reign, which then goes back to my original statement. You were never the champion to begin with. But you're the champion now. And I do. I wanted to come on here. I wanted to do a little extra. I wanted to congratulate Kalientita once again on her win. I forgot to mention it, and I apologize for that. I forgot to mention it on the big podcast that I did prior to this one. So I wanted to come out and make sure that we have a little addendum. But I do. I believe in Kalientita. I just hope and pray you do the right thing, Kali. Please, do the right thing. Be the champion we need. Be the champion of the people. Don't be this lying, cheating mess that the Texas Treats want you to be. Be the champion that I know you can be. Go out and be a world champion. the champions before you. The champion, Pink, is on the belt that you hold. You know, she was an international champion, holding the same belt that I have hanging on my wall that I led Anthony Andrews to. But no, she was a women's world champion. She carried that RCW banner. She was in Mexico and places like that. You know, La Leona took that belt to El Salvador. I challenge you, Callie. Am I going to sit here and be like, oh, Callie's just a local talent? No, I know you can be more. Go out, take that RCW banner, be an international superstar. I'm an international superstar. I'm big in the UK. You guys all know this. I was sponsored by Big Juice's Baps, the finest food in the Commonwealth, for quite some time. And then not to mention my Logan Pettis fan club that's sitting over there in Poland, UK, South Africa, name it, all over the world. Sweden, Holland. Make yourself the international champion you can be. Again, Kalientita, I congratulate you. Way to go on your victory. Sorry I forgot to mention you on the big podcast. That's Logan Pettis. I'm out. We'll see y'all later.